To the May 2nd FISP meeting, all present except Caitlin, Raj, and Phil, Mile. Yep. All right, so we're here to talk about one thing and one thing only. Tony, here we got the floor.
Thank you. Second page, first page of your agenda after the cover is change order number 3 from RAC Builders, listing 6 items. The first 5 items all have been approved by Jay, John, and Phil at the weekly construction meeting. The one that's on the table tonight is item number 6. It is potential change order 16, Rev 1 for water and sewer work in the amount of $15,279. And it's actually the last page or second to the last page of this handout.
Tony, is that number going to change because of the flow overflow?
Yes.
It's going to go down, obviously.
Yes. So we've had some recent information from DOT. If you're looking at the breakdown, it starts, is that on that? I'm sorry, that's the wrong handout that's attached there. That's a new item that just came in.
So is this in regard, you're talking about the water and sewer work?
Yes.
So, okay.
So there was several questions revolving around the fact that you've already approved a change order to add the water and sewer work to RAC Builders contract. What wasn't attached to that price proposal at the time was the DOT required work out in the street. So even though we said you're going to attach to the pipe, the water and the sewer line out in the street and run it into the building, they carried that work. When we got the actual permit from DOT to open up the road, they had, similar to an order of conditions, their order of conditions that says, here's how you're going to open the road, here's how you're going to backfill the road, here's how you're going to infrared the road, how much pavement you're going to use, what all that makeup is. That came with it a $15,279 number. Basically what they wanted you to do was open up the road, put the plates in, do the work, put controlled fill, flowable fill in the hole, which is a very lean concrete. So it's concrete, but it's not so dense that you can't dig through it with an excavator if they needed to get through it. But if you're just out there digging in the road and you hit it, you're gonna know it's not dirt. So it's a protective measure.
So you don't have to settle.
It also doesn't settle. It's, basically concrete. So $6,000 of this $15,000 is relative to that flowable fill. The rest of that work is the DOT pavement requirement. They want the road infrared so that the patch blends in. They want 7 inches of pavement, not your typical 4-inch, which is just a different means of construction. So at a minimum, this is probably coming down $6,000 from the 15 that's presented here, because we now don't have to do that. When we were at Monday's job meeting.
Don't have to do the flowable fill?
We don't have to do the flowable fill, thanks to your police department and the astute work that
Those details pay off.
during details, they see a number of other drainage projects in and around the reservoir that are not using flowable fill. And that was brought to our attention on Monday, brought to the attention of DOT on Monday. They said, send us an email that you're gonna have a testing agent, which we do. They're doing all the road compaction, all the gravel testing. If you have that, then we will waive the requirement for controlled fill. And I got that email today. So unfortunately, I didn't get it in time that we can adjust this. But I did send it off to RAC and the site contractor, and they agree that that controlled fill, flowable fill, which is $6,460. All of its own, just the flowable fill, is $6,400 will go away. Now, to that, because we were putting concrete in the hole, all the soil that was coming out was having to be trucked and disposed of. We were having to rent steel plates and put them over the road like you see, because that takes time to cure. You can't simply put pavement over it. So you rent plates, put those over the hole for the night, come back the next day, and then put your pavement in. We're going to pick up additional savings being able to dig the hole, fill the hole, not have to rent plates, which are additional couple of $100. We're not gonna have to truck away the old soil that's in the hole. That can go back in the hole as long as it goes back in and it's inspected. So we're not gonna have X amount of yards of soil to get rid of, which was about $1,000, the dump trailer for $400. So we're probably gonna end up somewhere conservatively $7,000, or about half of this $15,000 number.
So what are we voting on?
So right now, I'm asking for you, based on that information, to approve the 15,000, knowing that it's coming down. Thought you'd have a quorum, you don't want to have to do this, plus the emails I've got from DOT is they're gonna be issuing that permit to allow us to do this work, along with the drainage work that we've been struggling with in the next 24 hours. If we have to wait until the 10th, we're just losing time. So if we approve the 15,000, knowing that it's coming down, that's what I'm
And RAC's in agreement.
asking you to consider tonight.
They know they're gonna chop it down. I mean,
They know, everybody's on email all this afternoon. I just couldn't get the number reduced, other than knowing which line items in here we're directly not going to have to do.
I don't wanna throw a monkey in a wrench, but would it be easier, because it's under that $10,000 limit, once we get that solid number tomorrow, to have me, John, and Phil approve that?
Well, that's right, if the committee wants to say, you know,
If we vote the 15 today and he
Yeah.
can reduce it down, and
That's what I think we should
you
do.
don't have to worry about it.
Be safe.
To be safe, and you know what, this is, we did this, had this special meeting so we can get this and keep rolling. We don't wanna delay it by another 2 weeks.
So is
something
this
like that.
coming all out of contingency, the 24,000?
yes.
What's left in the contingency, assuming the full 15 was used, which I
So-
know will be.
Or the full 24, I'm guessing.
Well,
You all have this,
Right.
and if we turn to this document for a moment. The first section at the top involves construction numbers. And so the committed to date, including CO number 3, is the 4,156,000. And that's represented on this change order document, including the full 24,581. So that 24 is gonna drop to 7,000 less than that, let's say,
14,
so 17.
yeah, 14, 16, 17, yeah. So that would be, okay.
So 24,581 will reduce by approximately half, by
By
7,000.
approximately
Amount of
$7,000.
Is it, so the contingency total is how
The
much?
contingency right now, oh, why does that say reference up in the corner? Does everybody say that?
Yeah,
Damn it.
What's the formula?
So 52K left in
It's 50, 19. Can't believe it did that. I want to say it was 70-something thousand dollars, but,
Calculate.
yep. You got it. Jeez. Mighty big one, you got that.
His eyes aren't working quite the way they
284
used to.
plus 51,688 plus 12,181 plus 19,300. So roughly $83,500 $453.
After. if we vote this.
Favorable variance.
Well, it's after CO3, plus I have the anticipated commitment column, which has $40,000 in it. Now, that $40,000 represents the attachment that Anita was kind enough to put on tonight's agenda. This is the drainage part of that work. So the culvert that we had proposed to fill in, that they didn't want filled in, that we were then ripping the culvert pipe out. At last week's meeting, DOT had a brainstorm, and they think it would be best if we fill the culvert in. It would be safer, it would make for a safer road condition, there wouldn't be a guardrail next to the road, and, you know, if a car did happen to jump the curb and the culvert's filled in, which is an illegal and unsafe condition right now, a car would simply drive onto the front lawn of the police station. So, that proposal, the number that made up this $40,000, that previous proposal from RAC Builders was $29,000, almost $30,000 just in that proposal. The attachment that you have here tonight, which again, just came in, I flipped it to Anita, she was kind enough to print it and put it on here, is $18,000. So that's almost an $11,000 savings, because they're not making us put the guardrail in and fill in and rip the whole thing out.
Wouldn't it be 20, we're going from 40 to 18?
It was
No,
30.
there's other stuff in the
Oh,
40.
okay, got it.
So there's another $10,000 in change orders kind of floating around, little things that we know about. But of that 40, 30 of it was this.
So we're gonna be looking at, once this settles, we'll have 90,000 left in contingency.
We should be back to about 90,000, which is where we were at our last meeting.
So we're not doing anything with that tonight.
You're not being asked to do anything with that, I just wanted to give you, Phil had actually mentioned at Monday's meeting that while you all have been seeing this as a summary, you have not seen, it is online if you've looked at it, all the various little items that make up the committed, the invoice, how much have we committed to technology, what are various contracts, where are all these amounts, and where are all the invoices that support this front section.
So,
We have
Tony,
you to track that.
Huh?
We have you to track that.
Oh, he wants to see it, you
I know.
have access to it.
when, will this be finalized?
This will be final, that is finalized, this one here. We don't have the water sewer one finalized. This, the drainage one, is finalized.
And everything with DOT is all set?
Wow. I have
This
an
week.
email saying he's finalizing the permit at, 1 o'clock this afternoon.
We don't have the.
And I'd have it shortly.
Right.
You wanna know what shortly is over at DOT? Anybody wanna venture a guess? I don't know.
Month of
Month
Tuesdays?
after we open.
Thinking Monday.
I'm working on getting the main package signed off right now, so I should have permit to you shortly. That was at 1:30.
Okay.
But didn't you say these figures have to be adjusted, or did I get confused? On the drainage?
No, the one on the 15,000
Okay,
That's
is the
That's
one
all.
that we just got the waiver for the flowable fill.
yep, okay.
That one will drop by, let's say, the 7,000. And I don't have that today because they were busy. I was pushing them to get this
Yeah.
today because I knew I had a $30,000 placeholder, and I wanted to come in here and say, our 30,000, we've already saved 10, we saved 7 off this.
Okay,
Now our numbers aren't as shockingly bad as I thought they were going to be
So,
coming in here, but
it's
again,
18,311.
if, while you have a committee, and
That's
they
what I'm
want to
saying.
vote to authorize you guys at next Monday's meeting to approve this, then we can take care of all of that by Monday's meeting.
That's what I want to get done, so we can keep this, because once, they pulled out, another job, they're gonna come back, and once we get them back, we want to just finish it.
Right.
So first we need a motion for the 15,279 for the water and sewer.
Right.
with the understanding that it's gonna be less, but we don't know
Right, the
exactly.
committee can approve, the smaller committee can approve that, or however you want.
No, it's
to
gonna
No,
be less.
we're gonna do it right now.
Yeah, so that's the motion, is that to bring it
Yep.
to the Board of Selectmen?
Yep.
Yep, so moved.
Second.
Any other discussion on that? All in favor? Aye. All right, now, let's do one for the other one. Are you comfortable? This figure's correct?
Yes, that figure is correct.
What is it, 18,000?
$18,311.48.
So moved.
Second.
18,311.48.
Any other discussion on that?
Yeah, so this is a revised figure for the $41,000 in the committed column?
The
That's gonna come down
40,000
to
will
18.
come down, not to 18, but it will come down by about $10,000, because there's a few other little items pending in there.
Can I get a reference to a proposed change order or some, what is this?
Proposed change order 10R1 in the amount of 18,311.
Right, the original bid was 29,000 some change, am I right?
Correct.
And so now they're at 18,311 for the change order to,
That's fine. Tony referenced the 40,000 committed, which was mostly this.
40,000 anticipated.
Yeah, whatever the column says.
That's okay.
Anticipated commitment.
There were 4 other items in there that are still in draft that the numbers are not set on.
All right, so this 40 is gonna go down to 29,
Yep,
and we're voting 18 of that tonight.
correct.
You got it.
So who moved?
So,
I
Yeah,
did.
I seconded.
Second.
any other discussion on that? All in favor?
Aye.
basically, I will adjust this reference column. I'll take 18 out of the 40 and move that to the committed column and resend the cover, and I post it to the Procore site if you want all the backup.
Well, you also back the 40 down to 30, so you're gonna take that out as well, right?
Well, no, because 18 is gonna,
So do we go down to 12?
The 18 will come directly out of the 40 because you've now approved it.
Right. And there's a 11, 12K differential, so
Correctly.
that'll all come out in this one
Yep.
change.
So, once they get back in the, they'll be good to go. They can just finish the job.
Right.
Okay.
Do we need a vote for you guys for the, no, because you've
No,
already
it's
got
under-
just
permission, because it's
approved.
under 10.
So if they bill less, they bill
Just
less,
wanna make sure.
That
and
you're
we'll
covered
adjust
for
that
Monday.
All
accordingly.
right, anything else?
One other thing, there was an email from John McMillan late today.
Dedication plaque.
Yeah. Dedication plaque. They said they're preparing the proof of the police headquarters dedication plaque. Would we have a high-quality digital art file for the town seal? I don't think what we have is a high-quality digital art file. And I can send him what we have, but
Doesn't Kim have something she used to?
They made one for here, so they should have something digital
Yeah.
to use
so
for
probably
that.
Nancy knows.
Nancy or Kim?
Oh, does it have the plaque on it, you mean?
This is,
Yeah,
that's the
that's
digital
seal.
seal right there. Somebody,
Whoever
whoever,
would have one
Whatever
probably,
Connor
because
signed
he's
it.
made signs for us.
I-
Who did the one downstairs? The,
The entrance?
yeah,
I bet Connor Sign's got it.
Okay.
Someone has, we definitely,
All right,
Kim
we'll
or
find
someone
that.
has.
The other part of it is also the full FISP committee name would need an additional sign to get the full title. Would it be acceptable to list the members under the heading of building committee? Or should we just say FISP committee?
I always liked building, but FISP is fine, I don't care.
To the general public, they're not gonna know what FISP is. I would say.
either building or facilities, one of the two.
Building.
Yeah.
yeah, maybe facilities,
Facilities
committee.
committee.
Yeah, I think that's what they did. Did I write with everybody?
What?
Yeah.
Facilities?
Building.
As long as your name's on it, who cares what they call you?
I really
No,
don't even care if my
everybody's
name's on
absolutely
it.
right. Say FISP committee.
This is the sign during construction?
no, this is the plaque,
The plaque.
the brass.
The formal plaque.
So the guys that do the brass plaques, if they have to recreate that, he's probably gonna say, look, if you can't give me artwork, and I gotta spend time and make mock-ups on it,
$500.
yeah, it's gonna be more
Well,
money.
someone did that. They sent it on there.
I think Connor signed.
We have it somewhere.
Someone's got it.
All right,
When's the groundbreaking ceremony?
pretty soon.
Or you could use this symbol on there.
Oh, that's a beauty. It's probably copyrighted, it's not us.
All right, any other discussion? Motion?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? Thank you, appreciate it.